Good morning. Welcome to First Church Unitarian here in Littleton, Massachusetts. My name is Lara Hoke, pronouns she, her, and I'm so happy and lucky to be the minister serving this wonderful congregation. We are so glad that you're here with us this morning, whether it is your first Sunday with us, whether you've been coming here for decades, or somewhere in between. We just cherish your presence among us and hope that we get to know you better over time, if we don't know you well already. So today we are having our annual Remembrance service, a chance to remember those that we've lost in this past year, as well as a chance to see the wonderful babies and hear about the wonderful babies that were born in this past year. And speaking of babies and children, we welcome the sounds of babies and children. So don't worry about that. We're glad that they're here. If you would like some pastoral care, you can always reach out to me or to one of our wonderful lay pastoral ministers. Today's lay pastoral minister is Linda Kaler, and our other lay pastoral ministers are David Butts, Ann Donald, Jan Dustin, and Patty Sardella. We have a special guest with us this morning, and that is Emily Cherry here, the Congregational Life Field Staff of the New England region of the Unitarian Universalist Association. And they will be meeting with the executive team downstairs after the service to give us some guidance, answer some questions, and just in general be there for us, which is wonderful. So say hello if you get the chance. And with that, I'll turn it over to Peter for Community Matters.
Good morning. I'd like to join Reverend Lara in welcoming everyone here on this beautiful sunny winter morning, both in the sanctuary and those who are online. My name is Peter Ersland. My pronouns are he and him, and I serve as a member of the standing committee as well as a longtime member of the choir. It's great to see you all here. I'll remind everyone that after the service, we have fellowship in our vestry, through the door, down the steps. Follow the smell of the coffee and you should find us. Your community matters, either in your order of service or in your email inbox, identifies a number of things that are going on in the next few weeks. I'm just going to lift up two. Next Saturday is Sacred Circle Dance. Please join the crew if you're interested in that. And next Sunday we have a birthday celebration for Neela Miller after the service in the downstairs dining room. Please join us if you'd like. I'd like to remind everyone to silence your electronic devices, and welcome to church.
only for so short a while have you lent us to each other, because we take form in your act of drawing us, and we take life in your painting us, and we breathe in you singing us. But only for so short a while have you lent us to each other, because even a drawing cut in obsidian fades, and the green feathers, the crown feathers of the quetzal bird lose their color, and even the sounds of the waterfall dry out in the dry season. So we too, because only for so short a while have you lent us to each other. Words from an Aztec Indian prayer. Let us worship. This morning I'd like to invite Natalie up to light our chalice. And as Natalie lights our chalice, please join me in saying the words of our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and love, and to help one another. Thank you. Please join me in singing our opening hymn. It's number 57 in the gray hymnal, All Beautiful, the March of Days. The lyrics will also be on the screens. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Please be seated.
I think it's on. I heard a click. All right. This morning's book is called The Memory Box, a book about grief. I lost my balloon once. I tried so hard to hold on tight, to never let it go, but it was windy, and I was running. I watched it fly higher than the trees, above the clouds, past where I couldn't see. I was sad. But not as sad as I am now. I can always get another balloon, but I can never have another you. I miss you. Sometimes I wonder what happens to your love now that you're gone. Did it die too? Because I'm scared I'll forget you. Sometimes I wish I could still give you a hug. I would hug you so tight in a great big bear hug and never let go. I'm making a box so I won't forget you, with our memories, like sand from the beach where we played and left footprints as we ran from crashing waves. I want to go everywhere we've been, everywhere you've been, everywhere we wanted to go. I go to places that help me think of you. I look around and remember. It makes me smile. Then I find the perfect thing for my memory box. Some days are good. I laugh, I smile. Other days I wonder if I'll ever stop feeling sad you're gone. But I always think of you. So many things remind me of you. Today, I'm asking everyone about their favorite memories of you. Silly, sweet, some just of you. I'm listening to every word, imagining you're laughing with us. It helps me when I think about our special times, and it even helps to still do the things we plan to do together. You're still with me in my heart. Now I'm making new memories. My first time on a roller coaster, trying new sports, exploring new places. I'll always share these memories with you. I was afraid I would forget you, but I won't. You'll always be with me, no matter where I go. Whenever I miss you, I'll think of you, and I'll never forget. Thank you.
Just this morning, somebody asked me, how do we get our money here to keep things going? What a great question. Well, as you know, some of it comes from interest income on the endowment. Some of it comes from special fundraisers. Some of it comes from pledges that some members and friends make. What else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, some of it comes from our weekly offering. So there are many ways that members and friends give to this congregation, and a lot of it is your time and your talents that you share with us. But some of it is actually from your treasure, and one of the ways you can share that with us is in our weekly offering. If you're here in the sanctuary, I invite you to put any money or cash into the plate when that comes around. If you are with us online this morning, you see on the screens the ways that you could send in some money to us if you wish. This morning's offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation. Please join with me in the words of our community response. May we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts.
In the past year, we have lost irreplaceable family and friends dear to us. Some close at hand, others far away, all sorely missed. We will begin by lighting candles in loving memory of our FCU loved ones whom we lost this year. We light one candle to honor David Gaynor. David was a longtime member of FCU, having served in almost every role over the decades, and always quick to offer his help and his talents. He loved FCU dearly, and FCU loved him right back. We light another candle to honor John Podlensky. John grew up in the RE program here at FCU. He moved back to Littleton shortly before the pandemic to live with family because he was suffering from dementia. He found comfort in being at FCU every Sunday, and we loved his sweet spirit and presence. We miss those two gentle men, David and John, dearly. Now, I invite anyone who wishes to come forward to the microphone and say the name of a friend or family member who has died this past year. A deacon will light a candle in honor of your friend or family member. Please tell us your name as well as the name of the person you are remembering. I ask that you come around the sides and speak into the microphone. Thank you.
I'm Rochelle Chambliss. I lost my brother, Ronald Clay Chambliss.
My name is Araya Fost, and the person who has passed away after about 20 years of being together is Anne Kennedy.
I'm Peggy Britton. I'm Peggy Britton, and this candle is for Denise Tassin.
I'm Deb Gerard,
Phyllis Terry.
and the person we lost was Connie Sagona. She was our dear friend and soul sister.
Lori Nearing.
Jim Nearing.
And the candle is for the son of our neighbor, Ed Cook, who just passed away way too young.
Larry Kaler. I lost a truly great friend, Kent Sharp. We traveled a lot together and worked together and played a lot of golf together. I miss him.
My name's Jan Dustin, and I lost my cousin, Christopher Bowden, this year.
Bill Dustin, and I lost my brother's wife, Paula Stamps Dustin, this year.
Hi. Molly Lozeau. We lost my husband and Natalie's father, Chris, to suicide.
Pam Ross.
And I'm Joel Ross, and we lost a dear friend, Carol Friedman.
Hugh Vartanian, lost my father's cousin. My cousin once removed, Sam Samuelian.
My name's Lori Grant, and I lost one of my dear friends, Angel Nunez.
Lara Hoke. I lost my wonderful mother-in-law, Anne Elizabeth Ferrara. Everyone knew her as Nancy, and Emily's mother, of course. She did live to be 98 years.
Cindy Highland. I'm lighting this candle for the mother of one of my neighbors, Bess Cohen. She was 90-something. She lived in Florida, and she always came up during hurricane season. And she was just a lovely addition to our whole community.
Emily Welch.
And John.
We lost very dear friend's dad, our friend Angela McAllister. Her dad, Robert Lewis Walker, died on Christmas Day at 90 years old. He was an Iowa farmer for 67 years.
I'm Peter Sina. I lost a cousin, Ann Alexander, and I lost a second cousin, the husband of a cousin, Larry Rudish.
Anna Fadden. This candle is for Shannon's boyfriend's father, Fred Caruso.
Would anyone like the microphone brought to them in the sanctuary? Are there any names to be spoken on our virtual attendees?
Come on, I don't know.
Should I go ahead? Should I go ahead? Hello? I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is for Arnie Mandela, who was a great teacher, facilitator, and international trainer of thousands of people, and a dear friend.
I'm Charlie Weeks. I lost my older sister, Patricia. She was 82 years old.
Bill Spencer. Pat and my granddaughter, Rosie Walker, died this past November.
Hi, I got you. I heard you. My uncle, I'm Kate Hutchins. My uncle, Barry Logue, passed away in October, and my dear friend, Tracy Brown.
Hi, Liz Cooper. I'm lighting a candle for Eva Affelbaum, dear friend of mine who died at age 95.
Eva.
Okay, thank you. I didn't hear him say that's it. Oh, that's okay. Thank you, Michael. Let evening come. by Jane Kenyon. Let the light of late afternoon shine through the chinks in the barn, moving up the bales as the sun moves down. Let the cricket take up chafing as a woman takes up her needles and her yarn. Let evening come. Let dew collect on the hoe abandoned in long grass. Let the stars appear and the moon disclose her silver horn. Let the fox go back to its sandy den. Let the wind die down. Let the shed go black inside. Let evening come. To the bottle in the ditch, to the scoop in the oats, to the air in the lung, let evening come. Let it come as it will, and don't be afraid. We are not left comfortless, so let evening come.
Loss is leavened by the joy of newcomers coming into our family. I invite anyone who wishes for a deacon to light a candle to celebrate a child that is dear to you, who was born in the past year, whether from the FCU expanded family or beyond, to come up to the microphone, same way we did before. Please say your name and the name of the child.
I'm lighting a candle. My name's Bob Williams. I'm lighting a candle for newest grandchild Zella now, Rose Frances Williams, born in October.
I'm Mary Gerleo, and I'm lighting a candle for my first grandchild, who was born to my daughter Lucia, who grew up in this church, and her partner CJ on September 21st. Isla May Wells, and she's perfect and adorable and very happy.
I am lighting two candles. I have a great nephew, Walker, and a great niece, and her name left my head.
Carolyn Mark Hollinger. Our granddaughter was born May 24th. Her name is Ruth Eloise.
Cheryl Anya Malukwi Hollinger.
I'm Phyllis Terry. This year has been certainly a circle of life for us.
And Deb Gerard.
But we're celebrating James Joseph Hubert, our first grandchild together, who was born in November 19th at a rousing 5 pounds 4 ounces, and who now, almost 2 months later, weighs 9'4".
I'm Stephen McDougall. My wife's niece has a daughter, Azalea, born this year, and my wife Wendy is down south visiting them right now.
We're back up here. Pam Ross.
Joel Ross.
So this is a candle for one of our daughter's dearest friends from Ferry Beach. My daughter nicknamed her dog it, but her name is Hillary. And she had a little baby girl this past year, and we just wanted to honor that.
And we don't know her name or remember it. And my nephew Scott has his first grandchild, my sister's first great-grandchild, Colton Rosen, I think.
Please step closer to the microphone.
Peter Sina.
And Lynn Sina. Oh, and we welcomed in April our second grandchild, Owen Jason Sina Burns, and we can't imagine what it was like before him. So.
Richard Morty, I have two. My niece had her first child, Gianluca Oricchio, born March 23rd. And my best friend growing up, Jimmy Rose, had his first grandchild from his son Ben and wife Tatiana. Their son, James Rose, born also in the spring, I don't remember the birth date, and what this world may not need is another James Rose.
Would anyone in the sanctuary like the microphone brought to you?
Carl Britton. My brother Stuart, his stepson Jason, and his wife Alyssa had a little baby girl named Liana. Although the last picture he sent me, I think they traded it for a bigger baby.
Anyone else? Are there any candles from Zoom?
Anne, would you go ahead and unmute?
Was that me?
Yes, sorry.
Ann Donald, and we welcomed my first granddaughter, Lucy Violet Eastman, on the 3rd of January, 8 days ago. And she unfortunately ended up in the NICU with breathing problems, but she managed to make it home yesterday. So she's a stout little warrior.
There aren't any others. No more, sorry.
This reading is called On Children by Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable.
This year, I asked you if you wished to send to me photos of loved ones that you lost or loved ones that you gained. I also included pets in these names and photos. So you will see that video now, and the music you will hear was pre-recorded some time ago by our own Molly. The song is Blackbird by John Lennon and Paul McCartney.
Roads Go Ever On by J.R.R. Tolkien. Roads go ever, ever on, over rock and under tree. It's okay. I'll start over. Roads go ever, ever on, over rock and under tree, by caves where never sun has shone, by streams that never find the sea, over snow by winter sown, and through the merry flowers of June, over grass and over stone, and under mountains in the moon. Roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star, yet feet that wandering have gone turn at last to home afar. Eyes that fire and sword have seen, and horror in the halls of stone, look at last on meadows green, and trees and hills they long have known. Roads go ever on and on, out from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, let others follow it who can. Let them a journey that new begin, but I at last with weary feet will turn towards the lighted inn, my evening rest and sleep to meet.
Every year we come to this sacred remembrance service, and we must reckon with mortality. It is for some sad and for some bittersweet to hear the names, see the faces of those we have lost. And it feels uplifting when we get the sweet relief of hearing the names and seeing the faces of those beautiful babies just born. Those are pretty natural emotions and reactions in thinking about the gift of life. What a mysterious gift it is. I don't personally believe that life on Earth is the only life in the universe, but from what we know so far of the universe, life, especially intelligent life, seems to be uncommon, possibly rare. And in many ways, it seems to be the most remarkable thing in the universe of all. So with a casual glance, it seems that a birth is happy, a death is sad, and that dash in between the birth date and the death date is where all the action is. But today, when we look deeper, we know it's more complicated than that. Things are not always what they first seem. As J.R.R. Tolkien reminds us in The Fellowship of the Ring, all that is gold does not glitter, and not all those who wander are lost. We spend most of our time here, rightfully so, thinking about that dash in between birth and death, where we live and perhaps wander. And as the wizard Gandalf tells us from the same book, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Indeed, it is that dash that deserves our concern, for that is where we have at least some control. Tolkien was a Christian who believed in an afterlife. I know that some of us here also believe in an afterlife, and some of us don't, and some of us really just aren't sure. So Tolkien's wise Gandalf can say of death, the journey doesn't end here. You might or might not agree with that, but it's easier to agree with the next words spoken. Death is just another path, one that we must all take. We are all mortal. It's a profound bond that we humans share. The fact of our mortality and the fact that at least past a certain age, we know about mortality. We know that we will die. Tolkien sees death as a gift, in part because he believes in an afterlife. But for me, with or without an afterlife, death, the fact of it, is still a kind of gift. It's an important part of the gift of life. Tolkien writes of Eru Ilúvatar, the creator, giving humans the gift of death. He writes, "The Quindi, the elves, shall be the fairest of all the earthly creatures, and they shall have the greater bliss in this world. But to the Atani, or human beings, I will give a new gift," he says. "Therefore the Creator willed that the hearts of men should seek beyond the world and should find no rest therein, but they should have a virtue to shape their life, the virtue of knowing that they will die." And indeed, death, like all firm deadlines, encourages each of us to find a shape, perhaps to state a thesis, perhaps to create a thought or a plot for our lives. We might not think about it consciously too often, but our coming death encourages each of us to make the most of each day and each opportunity. And sure, we wander too, but that's also a gift. But even wandering would be less special if there were no end. Birth is a miracle. That dash where we live is a miracle. But death, when it comes, is it a miracle too? Do the roads go ever, ever on beyond death? None of us knows for certain while we live. But my sense is that if birth into life is a miracle, and if living as intelligent life is a miracle, death should also, when it comes, be a miracle for us too. Nothing else would match my own sense of the universe as I understand it, with or without God or a conventionally conceived of afterlife. For those who live many, many years, indeed, death can feel like a relief when it comes, when, in the words of Tolkien that Rich shared, "At last with weary feet comes the evening rest and sleep to meet." And to those who were recently born, let them a journey new begin. And we wish for them the very best dash and journey, with minimal sorrows and maximal joys. And as for that all-important dash, in the words of the Aztec prayer shared earlier, we know that only for so short a while are we lent to each other. Life is a gift, but it's a gift of borrowed time. May we make the most of it while we can, and may we cherish it, and may we cherish the short while that we are lent to each other. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen. Our closing hymn is number 301 in the gray hymnal. Touch the earth, reach the sky. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. The words are also on the screens.
Our faith, our prayers to all.
our closing words, if you're comfortable, I invite you to hold hands or touch feet or shoulders or anything that works for you, or to simply put your hands up and feel the energy between us and with those who are with us watching online. Cherish. Cherish each other. Cherish each moment. Cherish this short and precious time that we are lent to each other. Let's make the most of this beautiful, mysterious gift of life in this beautiful, mysterious universe. Touch the earth, reach the sky. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen. Please be seated.
And I'm going to host you.
Anybody who wants to, feel free to unmute and join Zoom virtual coffee hour.
Barbara, you should unmute. I think you had a grandchild to mention.
Computer